If you're looking to attract a partner, leaning into your feminine side is a great place to start. But what does it mean to be feminine? In this video, I'll cover 7 feminine traits that men find irresistible, and how you can make them a part of your life. Hi, I'm Emily Baker from Love Learnings. We specialize in creating healthier, happier relationships for women everywhere by offering advice that you won't find anywhere else. If you could use a little dating help now and again, don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel. Before we get started, I need to say a little disclaimer. Masculinity and femininity are both, essentially, a performance. We act a certain way because it's been handed down to us through the culture and through role models. But this doesn't mean that we should disregard the idea of femininity altogether. It means that we can pick and choose what aspects of femininity feel true to ourselves and use them as we see fit. So that's what I encourage you to do with this list. Don't look at it as a series of boxes to check. Look at it as a series of techniques that you can lean on when you feel the need. With that out of the way, let's dive in with number 1, receptivity. It's said that men are givers and women are receivers. Now, this doesn't mean you should sponge off guys, making them pay for everything and offering nothing in return, but it does mean that you should be mindful of how and when you're receptive to a man. And this goes beyond just letting him buy you dinner or a birthday gift. This is about how you receive compliments, how you're able to accept help and advice, and even whether or not you laugh at his jokes. And, of course, this comes into play in the bedroom as well. While women may be stereotypically better gift givers, men love to provide for women, and do so in a variety of ways. So think about that the next time he offers to pick you up from work, pay for an Uber, or gives you his sweater when you're cold. You may feel selfish for taking him up on his offer, but know that he wants to be useful to you, and accepting his help is a great way to give him that feeling. In a way, allowing him to give to you is your gift to him. And always be grateful for the things he gives you. Show him you appreciate him with your words and your touch, and you'll create a positive feedback loop that will lead to happiness for both of you. Another aspect of this is about how you give to him in return. I often advise women against giving men flowers or gifts early on in the relationship. While this may feel one-sided, it can really help you create a more healthy relationship in the long run. You see, men are prone to being competitive. If you outshine his gift of flowers with something more extravagant the next time you see him, then he's going to feel the need to keep upping the ante. This can easily start to feel like a contest, and you may both start to resent what feels like an unnecessary imposition. Instead, break this cycle by simply being receptive and paying him back with your time and attention. That said, don't be afraid to buy him dinner every now and again too. Number 2, caring and kindness. Taking care of your partner is a key part of any relationship. More than anything, you need to show him that he's safe with you through both your words and your actions. Caring for someone else is very nuanced. And if you want to create a healthy relationship, you can't be putting his needs first all the time. That's just a recipe for emotional burnout. Just make sure your words and actions always come from a place of love and care, even when what you say and do might not be what he's looking for in the moment. For example, if he asks you what he thinks of a hideous shirt that he wants to wear to dinner with his boss, then the caring thing to do isn't to just tell him what he wants to hear, but to gently let him know that he should try something else. Your goal here is still to be caring. Don't lose sight of that. Number 3, mindfulness. Mindfulness is something that we can all practice, but I think there's an argument to be made that it is a distinctly feminine mindset. Mindfulness is a mental state achieved by focusing your awareness on the present moment, while calmly acknowledging and accepting your feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. It's commonly practiced by meditators and monks, but it's also shown benefits for everyday people for thousands of years. I consider mindfulness to be feminine in that it's related to empathy, listening, and receptivity. It's all about accepting the world and others without judgment and being present in your body and in the moment. Meditation is a great way to achieve this, and something I recommend to just about anyone I meet. But if you're not able to take that plunge, there are other ways you can integrate mindfulness into your everyday life. One easy way is to simply leave your phone in the other room when you're having a conversation. While this may lead to the occasional awkward moment or long silence, when you push through that, you'll improve your focus and attention span faster than you thought possible. Another aspect of mindfulness is living in the present. So stop thinking about the end goal and instead appreciate what is happening right now. I know so many women who are so caught up in where a relationship is heading, what his intentions are, and whether or not he likes us, that we forget to be present. And I think that's a shame. That's why it's important to breathe and be present rather than thinking about the future. Getting to know him should be your only goal early on in the relationship. And if you can put all of your focus on that, then you're going to get the best outcome possible without any anxiety or game playing. Mindfulness will also help you to stop overthinking things when the two of you aren't together. I know I'm prone to overthinking relationships, but when I make an effort to practice mindfulness in my day-to-day life, I find it easier to focus on what's important. Another feminine aspect of mindfulness is trusting your instincts. We're more sensitive to the world than we know, and if you can harness that sensitivity, then you'll be able to pick up on the feelings and intentions of others. Which brings us to the next item on this list. Number 4, tenderness and sensitivity. Sensitivity is something that's seen as negative by a lot of people, but in reality, it has a lot of benefits. Sensitivity towards yourself looks like understanding your own wants and needs and doing your best to keep yourself safe and happy. If you're able to do that, then you'll have the extra emotional bandwidth needed to care about other people in your life. I see tenderness as a way of expressing your sensitivity towards another person. It's saying, I see that you're hurting, and I'm here for whatever you need. This is sensitivity turned outward, aka empathy. Just a reminder that you're not a mind reader. While you can obviously get a lot of information about others through nonverbal cues, the best way to really understand someone else's feelings is by asking questions and listening. If he sees that you're someone he can trust with his feelings, he's going to be attracted to that. If you can't seem to get a read on his emotions towards you, then you're in luck. Head on over to lovelearnings.com/doeshelikeme after this video is over and take my free quiz. It's totally confidential, only takes 5 minutes, and it gives you a very clear answer to the question, does he like me or are we just friends? That URL again is lovelearnings.com/doeshelikeme. Now, moving on to number 5, loyalty. While it may not seem like it, I want to make the case that loyalty is a feminine trait, and one that you should prioritize in your own life. Think about the lioness who died to protect her pride, or the single mother who, in a fit of adrenaline, lifts a car to save her children from a wreck, or the woman who's been married to the same man for 50 years, through thick and thin. Real loyalty goes far beyond the superhuman. Chances are you won't have to fight a polar bear to save your children like Lydia in Quebec did in 2006. Look it up. But you probably will have to deal with interpersonal conflict surrounding your boyfriend at one point or another in your relationship. My message to you is to always take your boyfriend's side. There will be times when you think he's in the wrong, but I think you should remember that loyalty is important, and you should stand behind him in almost any situation. There are scenarios when you'll have to question his actions, but do this privately and with kindness so that he knows you're only looking out for his best interests. And above all else, never belittle your boyfriend in front of other people, or even privately. One of the biggest benefits of a relationship is having someone who always has your back, no matter what. So don't throw that away over something minor, just to make yourself look better to other people. Number 6, modesty. This one gets a bad rap these days because it's become associated with religion, but I think that modesty is having a comeback. You don't have to wear long sleeves and stay inside all day to be modest. I'm talking about the kind of modesty that means letting your actions speak louder than your words. The kind of modesty that makes you feel more confident rather than less. Modesty is defined as being moderate in the estimation of one's abilities, or acting in a way intended to avoid indecency. I like to sum it up with this quote from Emma Watson: "The less you reveal, the more people can wonder." I'm not talking about clothing here as much as your general attitude. If you avoid being the loudest person in the room, you're going to make people wonder what you're all about. And if they're thinking about you, you're already in their head. This is why I suggest playing a little hard to get when getting to know someone. Don't be too quick to respond to a message or too eager to meet up. Remember that love is a marathon, not a sprint. Which brings us to the final trait on this list. Number 7, self-care, and looking your best to feel your best. Now, I'm not saying that you need a ton of makeup, bleach blonde hair, and big fake eyelashes to look your best. The important thing here is to find a look that works for you and makes you feel good. Essentially, it's about setting yourself up to feel confident in your own appearance so that you're able to be your authentic self. This could look like so many different things. There are plenty of beautiful women in the world who never wear makeup. I know many women who feel their best when they eat healthy and stay fit, while others are more motivated by self-care like a pedicure or a massage. The bottom line is that you need to create a scenario where you can put your best foot forward. And if you don't feel confident right now, then now is the time to try something new and try to recapture that feeling of feminine confidence. That just about does it for today's video. What does femininity mean to you? I'd love to discuss it in the comments below. And while you're here, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.